York. It is a city full of organizations dedicated to helping the less fortunate and the sick in society. Most of them are names we've heard before and are fairly familiar with. But interestingly, some of the most important work of all is being done by organizations whose names we've never heard of before, but whose stories are absolutely amazing. Such is the case of the Life Adjustment Center. The organization was founded some 13 years ago by a Russian doctor who came to the U.S. as a political refugee and who furthered his education with a master's degree from NYU and then decided to devote his life to helping the developmentally disabled from 18 to 80. It's a group he considers one of the most overlooked in society. Starting the organization with his own money, scraping together everything he could, today his Life Adjustment Center has 11 facilities throughout the metropolitan area and cares for some 200 clients, or consumers as they call them, most of whom would probably be next to lost without their help. It's a truly heartwarming story about an organization of some 130 employees who really do care. The founder and CEO of the Life Adjustment Center is Dr. Yuri Feinberg.
These are the people who have developmental disability. It's a general group that is comprised of several subgroups. We try to train and teach these people and educate them to be as normal as possible. In other words, if we cannot improve their intellectual functioning, we can improve their skills, their life skills. There's a subject that is called activities of daily living, which incorporates all the things that you and I take for granted, like getting up in the morning, brushing our teeth, putting on the clothes, and so on and so forth, our daily routine. For some of these people, it becomes almost an impossible task because it requires reasoning, it requires sequence, it requires 1, 2, 3-step command, some degree of organization, internal organization. And some of them are missing that. So what we're trying to teach them is how to act in their lives so they do not depend on anybody else. They can do these things. And in the case when consumers are higher functioning, like higher than profound and severe retardation level, they could be taught even to work. We're trying to give them these skills to be self-sustaining, so they can go to work and do some jobs like McDonald's, Burger King. Those corporations sometimes present the opportunities for our people, and that's what we're trying to achieve.
How do you think you help and benefit the families of the clients or consumers that come here?
When we assume responsibility over the life and health of a specific person, not only we take away a burden of the shoulders of the people who provided care, because by and large, most of the people are not professionals in this field. They sometimes misguided and doing the wrong things. So by assuming responsibility, we're freeing up the parents, the family, from providing care for these individuals. Number two, we're educating the families so they know how to provide care for these people. We also would like families to be involved with us. I always like when the families become part of our interdisciplinary team, when they work with us, when they give suggestions, because they know their children, their siblings better than anybody else. So we form an alliance with the families. Sadly, not all families are involved. Sadly, some families don't exist. There are consumers who don't have any. We become locus parentis. We become their families. We become their legal guardians, and we provide all necessary services for them. But again, the families are being helped even by the fact that their children or their siblings are being well taken care of. They can come here at any time. We have an open door policy, and they come and see the facilities, how the children being fed, taken care of, the way they look, the way they act, and they see a big difference, and it makes them happy.
And how many different facilities do you have, other than this one here in the Bronx?
We have 11 facilities. We have 9 residences and 2 day programs.
I've worked in this field at other agencies. What makes this agency so good is that it's small, and therefore you have more interaction with the consumers, and you get to know them on a one-to-one basis rather than knowing their names on paper or just knowing them by face. You get to interact with them on a day-to-day basis. You know what they eat for breakfast, you know what they eat for lunch, and you know what they're feeling. This job is actually very satisfying because you go home at the end of the day and you know that you've helped someone and you've made them feel better, you've made them feel special, if even for a few minutes throughout the day, which is very important in this population because not a lot of people will pay attention to them or listen to what they have to say. So here they come and they have a chance to talk to people and to interact with people, and we treat them like you would treat anyone else.
We try to recreate a very normal family-like environment, and they get to know the same recurring faces, and they get familiar and they build relationships, and it's a good environment. Nurses and psychologists and doctors and nutritionists and social workers come on site to come visit the consumers and give them evaluations and spend time with them, do counseling and provide services like that. But mostly it's our staff here who go to regular trainings, either off-site or on-site, and work with the consumers for their daily activities and for the family feel that they have here.
And the reason I'm doing this is this news piece is because I would like people at large to see this segment of the population that's pretty obscure. These people are not very visible in the community. And I would like to spread the word that these people exist. There are agencies like Life Adjustment Center that provide this kind of services. And that's my goal.
And there you have it, the truly heartwarming story of a very dedicated doctor and his organization, the Life Adjustment Center, focusing on helping those they consider to be among the neediest and the most forgotten in today's society. I'm Doug Llewellyn reporting from New York.